no he tenido grandes secuelas.
I haven't had any long-lasting psychological trauma. It hasn't affected me, but it has been hard on my family because those were difficult moments. But in spite of everything, I'm in Cuba, and that's great, because it has been 15 wonderful years in which I have experienced great growth without precedents as a Cuban revolutionary youth espousing the cause of the Cuban Revolution.
El mensaje que queda para mí es que
The message for me is that many others have died while trying to reach American soil. But it is the American government itself that, with an unfair blockade, causes a critical economic situation inside of Cuba.
And Brooke, it's kind of difficult to imagine, but he's now 20 years old. He's a cadet at a military academy studying industrial engineering. And he sounds very much like a young spokesman for the Cuban regime. They're definitely talking all the points that we hear at Cuban rallies and political speeches. So very much part of the system, if you might say.
Before you go, just with Raul Castro on the brain because of this handshake with President Obama, what about his father, Fidel Castro? Did this reporter ask Elian about how he feels toward Fidel?
Interesting you ask, because just before he traveled to Ecuador, he was interviewed by a Cuban newspaper who asked him specifically, how does he feel about Fidel Castro? And this is exactly what he said. Listen to this, Brooke. He said, Fidel Castro for me is like a father. I don't profess to have any religion, but if I did, my God would be Fidel Castro. There's really no need, Brooke, to say much more than that.
Wow.
To learn how he truly feels about Fidel Castro.